Hey everybody, before we get started, I just wanted to say, if you enjoy our content and want to stay up to date with our videos, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. Thanks. So, on to the video.
Hello everyone, this is Adrian from my channel Random Drop, and we gotta talk about this Honkai Starrail. So, I've been playing this game hopelessly for the past, since launch, man. And it's been incredible. It's fucking really fun. What I gotta say, it is probably one of the most satisfying JRPGs I have played in a very long time. So what's so great about it? I think number one for me, the best thing about the game in itself is its combat. Now you can find videos of the combat everywhere here. I'm kind of just chilling in one of the main cities at the moment. But it's in regards to the depth of the combat and how the characters synergize with other characters and their abilities that make the game so good. One thing I really like about this game is that, here, I'll try to pull up my characters here. One thing I really like about this game is that there's a lot of stuff to challenge your party as you're going through the game. Typically with JRPGs, there is always like this curve of like, hey, the game is in the middle for the most part, as long as you're just doing things correctly. And then eventually you hit the end game where, hey, now you can fight all the super bosses and stuff like that. Well, in this game, there's a lot of side content that makes you fight more difficult things than you're used to. For example, in a lot of like the dungeon areas and things like that, there's these side enemies that are more powerful than the regular ones that challenge your party a bit more than the usual and have rewards associated with it. So of course, naturally, I killed every single one of them because I wanted more gems to roll more characters, right? I need more gems. So, hey, I did whatever I needed to do to fight those battles, which it was really fun. Xenoblade does this, and some other JRPGs do this as well, is that as you're going through the adventure, there's a lot of side enemies that you can fight, right? You don't have to, but you do have the option and you get rewarded for it. And some of them are balls hard and stuff like that. And overall, I think maybe because I'm used to playing JRPGs, I didn't have too much difficulty. But there were some fights that I had to come back to and be like, okay, I need to reset up my characters in this way, X, Y, and get this going. But there's also as well as the simulated universe. This is basically like a roguelike you can go through, has rewards every week, and you want to go in there and clear it every week. I've done like half of it for this week so far. The first week I got all the points that I could and got my rewards. This week I've done a little bit of it, but hey, my characters were way more powerful now, so I had a bit of an easier run. But you could like really screw yourself if you're not planning the run correctly and not stacking the powers in a way. But again, it is another fun thing you can do with your characters to challenge yourself. I believe this is probably close to like the Abyss dungeons in the original, or not original game, but in Genshin Impact. And yeah, it's really fun to do. And it's really, the thing I really like about it is simple to do. It is turn-based game, so you can kind of take it at your own pace, right? Compared to an action game like Genshin Impact, where there's a lot more going on with it, and sometimes you'll fight enemies in Genshin Impact that constantly freeze you, for example, or some bullshit like that you find really annoying to fight because it's an action game. Stuff like that, not in this game. Hey, it's just a straight JRPG. As long as you have a plan of action, you should be all right, right? There's no like physical input you have to do to be able to do a combo and do this much damage. Again, it's more of a planning thing in this game. And that's, again, where this game shines the most. It is the in-depth combat. It is how your characters are, one, how each of them are unique, but how they work with each other and synchronize with each other in order to see success. I think I have my main characters I've been using as the main character, and then I've been using I got Bailu, another 5-star. She's a really good healer. Seal, incredible damage dealer. And I've used March 7th as like a secondary support. Really like that she can shield people, but whenever a shield takes damage, she counterattacks. So she's like kind of constantly doing damage as long as you're supporting people. Or they already have a shield on themselves and she's just popping arrows constantly. Which is really fun. So hey, I keep her in my party. And I swap her out with a different character every now and then, depending on the situation. But that's who I've been, for the most part, running within the game. I'm on adventure rank 23. 24 is like the next wall before you hit the next part of the story. So it's been a couple days now where I was locked out. Okay, that's fine. I'll go to my dailies and weeklies and I will get to the story eventually again. So I'm pretty close. I'll probably be back in it by tomorrow. But I really, again, wanted to kind of put out this video or overall like kind of review of how I feel about this game in general. It's really good, right? Like as I've stated before. But again, what makes this game shine is the combat. It is that turn-based combat in itself. Because when you think about it and when you actually look at this game, obviously this game is bleeding money. Like not bleeding, but like holy shit, man. Like there's a budget and you can see it. And when you go to a lot of these areas or cities, it's all there. It's in the character designs. It's in the voice acting. It looks immaculate. Simply that. But this is not Genshin Impact. This is not a game that is a sprawling, incredible, large open world. This game is much smaller. I am clicking on the maps to this game, and they are all just like little JRPG sections that you're going through the game. So it's not like you're going through this massive, sprawling open world or anything. You're going through JRPG levels, right? Not like this open map or anything like maybe Final Fantasy VII or something like that, but more of a Tales game. And it's very on rails in terms of the story. Hey, you're going from one point to the next and all that. There are things that make the world and the monster levels scale up with you over time. But in regards to like you're not running around collecting chests like you are in Genshin. Now there are a bunch of side chests in this game, but they're like, again, side paths. And maybe there's a big boss in front of one of them or two of them. But that's how the game is designed. Again, it being a just straight up JRPG ass JRPG, and it does it super well. And in terms of like the characters, right? Because that's a big draw. Yes, I was able to get Seal, which is one of the most sought after characters at this time. She's on the banner. I put $50 into the game. Like, hey, I'm gonna play a new JRPG. Sure, I put $50 down. I didn't get her, but I did eventually accrue enough currency to where I was able to get her, right? Eventually I rolled it enough times and I pitied out and I ended up getting her. This game is very good about just like rewarding you for logging in, rewarding for you for doing extra combat achievements, weekly events, and stuff like that, right? It rewards you to play the game every day, right? There's stuff to do every day and keep it going so that you build up currency and you can put them into those roles, right? And as you level up, again, characters reward you. When you level up characters, they reward you as well. It's a constantly fucking like dopamine effect where you're just constantly getting currencies because you want to roll more characters. And at the very beginning, man, they're fucking machine gunning that shit at you. My main thing is, hey, if you are going to roll characters, I would say the gems on the top right there, hoard those. Keep those for the banner character that you want, and whenever that banner character finally shows up, go ape shit with them, but just hoard them. Don't waste them on anything else. Just hoard them. And then with your regular tickets that lets you roll other characters, yeah, just use those as you get them, because it could just be any character, right? It's not like a banner or anything like that. But that is my main suggestion. That's what I would do. in Genshin, because not every character I wanted, right, that was in the banner, but eventually there would be one that I want, like the Shogun, and I had a fucking jack ton of currency to be like, give me her, right? Just I'll do whatever it takes to get her. And that's kind of how I generally approach this stuff. Again, I am probably halfway through the story or something like that. Like my characters are all level 40. From my understanding, the first world is really long, but the second world is not as long. But I think you end up at like character rank 34 or some shit by the end. This is of course going to be a continuing game where they add more and more story over time. And in terms of the story, I think it's fine. It's like a totally okay Tales game in regards to story. I've heard that some of the side quests are really good in terms of writing. There's a lot of fun jokes and interactions between the characters that keep it all overall interesting. Like, it's not like I'm bored watching the story. I'm overall still interested. There are characters I like and I don't like. And I have favorites, obviously, or I think a character's cool. But, hey, look, I found a chest I didn't grab earlier. But, overall, it's like a totally fine story. But you see the money being pumped into this game in terms of, like, the cutscenes and all that shit. And just, like, holy shit, the world design and all that. The how many books there are that you could read with fucking pages and pages of lore. It's a massive game in a JRPG setting, right? Again, it's not a massive world, but it's still a fucking massive game. And the thing that is so spectacular about it is that just like really meaty JRPG combat and customization of character, right? Again, you go in here, you have your light cone, which is like another perk. You have your skills and talents that do different things, right? And then you have your relics, which is another set of stats and perks you can throw out on top of each other. And looks like I have 2 more slots or something else later down the line. I don't fucking know. Again, there's so much tinkering you can do with just selecting a character and what that character wears and uses, that you could probably create some wacky ass combos over time. Of course, you do have to roll for the characters. They do give you a lot of free ones. And yes, some of the more busted ass ones are 5 stars that you hopefully get lucky into. I did lucky in the seal, or I got seal. I did lucky in a Diluc in Genshin Impact, which is really fun. And the wind guy, I forgot his name, but I use those characters forever in that game. So I'm probably gonna end up using seal for quite a while as well. But yeah, man, that's kind of overall how I feel about the game. It's really solid. Obviously, everyone's raving about it. But again, I just want to get across of how good that turn-based combat is. If you've been looking for a game, a JRPG with some really solid-ass turn-based combat, this is it, right? And there are ways to play this game. And you just got to be patient because you will get rolls over time. It's just that at the start they'll blast you with them, but it is going to slow down over time. And you kind of have to slow your roll. Know when you want to roll and when you don't. It's like the biggest negative about this game is that it's stuck in a gacha format. But what are you going to do? The whole reason this game is so fucking huge is because it's a gacha, right? The reason there's much money being put back into it is because it's a gacha. And yeah, that's all I really want to say at this time is, hey, I'm going to keep on playing this game. It's so bite-sized that I can do my dailies very easily while I'm working or something like that and knock that shit out very quickly. It's not like Genshin where I have to like travel to a place and do a thing. Oh, I gotta go fight the fucking wolf this week. Let me go do that. Run all the way over there. No, you just teleport. Teleport everywhere. Teleport, fight it, auto battle, whatever. Get that shit done. The main challenging stuff is the weekly content. Get that shit done. Wrap it up. All right, I'm done with the game for the week. Come back later. Maybe there'll be more systems in place down the line that it will want me to get me to play more. But at this time, rank 23, none of that is there. I think I've unlocked most of the systems at this time. Most of the systems at this time. Other than that, hey, this is my channel, Random Drop. I stream on kick.com/rando0268. I I also sometimes stream it to the YouTube as well, but mainly been doing it on Kick. If you want to throw us a follow out there. We will be playing Tears of the Kingdom this week when it comes out. And I have a lot to say about Zelda in general, but I hope it's good. I hope it grabs my interest, because Breath of the Wild was not that game for me. But hey, I'm going to give this one a shot, and hopefully it runs well. But the Switch. But I will see you next time.